So when did we break up? This is actually a really difficult question for me to answer because there really wasn't a specific moment I can pinpoint now. Just before his birthday, at the very end of February, he suddenly went really weird. He had been talking in riddles about how he felt that with the show being on, we had to do so many interviews. He felt like we'd become a TV couple rather than a real couple. And he said that he couldn't wait for us to get out of the limelight to be just back to Steph and Ben. But he would also make comments about how with the show ending, we could make money from interviews. I made it clear that I didn't want to. I just wanted us to get back to having a normal off-camera relationship. When Ben would see us on TV, he would say afterwards, "I'm a right dickhead to you, aren't I?" And I would generally reply, "Yes, you are." He said that with the show being on TV, he'd have a lot of people telling him that I was too good for him. He began saying that it was true and I should leave him and find happiness. He started looking ill and he became so erratic, I just didn't know how to help him. He would tell me we should just be friends because he'd lost his job and his fitness and he didn't feel like a man anymore. But then we would still be sleeping together, so it was really confusing. We eventually decided to have a break from each other and not speak until after the show finished airing so that we could both work through it to then decide where to go without our relationship. In this time, production called us to make sure that the show ending was still accurate. I said from my side it was, and the next day production called and said that they had spoken to Ben and he had said that he was looking forward to us starting afresh after the show and had even said that he wanted to book in a session with our counsellor soon after. Production provides counselling for participants. Where I had previously thought we were ending, I was given hope that it really was just the pressure of the show. After the last show aired, we went for dinner with the producers. This was on Monday the 12th of March. Afterwards, Ben walked me to the train station arm in arm. Then out of the blue, he asked how we would go about getting a divorce if we wanted one. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach, the way he said it in front of so many people on a train station platform. I asked him if we could discuss this in private, and he said yes, he would call me to talk. The next day, Tuesday, he called me. I was already thinking the worst, that we had gone through so much for him to just pull the plug at the last moment, that we were finally getting our lives back and, to give our relationship a real chance. We had had such a good time without the cameras before, so I had assumed that we would again. But the purpose of his call was not to discuss this at all. It was to inform me that the day before, he had actually been made aware that a girl he used to work with had gone to the press to say that he'd been cheating on me with her. I heard the story she told and noted the discrepancy about the honeymoon, so when he promised it wasn't true, I believed him. I thought if she lied about that, she must have lied about the rest. The Wednesday, I got a notification on my Instagram saying, "Your contact, Benjamin Jardine, is new to Instagram." I felt sick. He'd always been so against social media and now he had a public Instagram account with his full name and photograph. I just knew it was going to be used for fame. I just knew it. But later that night he called me. I asked him about it and he said he did it to see what the girl was saying, but I explained that that's not how it works. We went on to talk for hours that night, all about our relationship from start to end, from the happiest to the saddest, and eventually I asked about the elephant in the room, divorce. He told me that he had said that because he wanted us to be able to disassociate our relationship from maths. He said he wanted us to get a divorce so that we could start from the beginning again and we could get married of our own accord and finally go on honeymoon to Hawaii. I felt relief that he hadn't actually meant he wanted to break up with me after all, but still wanting to divorce me so that we could start again sounded pretty sus to me. I told him that the point of marriage is you work through your issues while still married, and divorce was only for if you are actually breaking up. I told him that if he wanted a divorce, it would mean that we were definitely breaking up properly and permanently. I told him that if he wanted that, then he had my full blessing and support, and I would have no bad feeling towards him. He would need to call our producer in the morning to start the process. I had a meeting with them late the next day anyway, so at least I would hear it face to face.